You thought you saw everything from the Copa del Rey Final between Real Madrid and Barcelona? Think again. Behind the goals, celebrations, and heartbreak, a hidden war unfolded. Players lost control, chaos erupted on the sidelines, ice flew across the field, and the weight of an entire season came crashing down on Madrid's shoulders. Today, I'm going to reveal to you everything the cameras didn't show you. Moments so raw, so unbelievable, that they changed the story of this final forever. Get comfortable, because what you're about to hear will leave any true football fan questioning everything they thought they knew. From the very first whistle, it felt like Barcelona had come to bury Real Madrid. Barcelona's side took the ball and made it theirs, suffocating Madrid with suffocating pressure and relentless attacks. With 63% possession and 9 shots peppering Courtois' goal in just the first 45 minutes, Barcelona looked unstoppable. Pedri orchestrated the midfield like a master conductor, while young Lamine Yamal terrorized Madrid's flanks with fearless runs. Real Madrid, barely clinging on, with only a single shot at goal. And even that was more of a hopeful prayer than a real threat. It wasn't just about tactics. It was about spirit. And in the first half, Madrid's spirit looked broken. But football doesn't obey logic. In the second half, everything changed. Ancelotti, desperate to avoid humiliation, threw caution to the wind. Fresh legs came on. Suddenly, Madrid began to press. The white shirts surged forward like a wave, no longer the prey, but the predator. The final had awakened, and with it, the first signs of madness started to flicker. Big matches are often decided by tiny margins, and this final was no exception. Real Madrid had a chance to seize the lead early in the second half. Bellingham, the new Galactico, found himself in a golden position. One sharp pass to Vinicius Jr., and the entire dynamic could have shifted. Instead, a mistimed pass turned into a catastrophe. The ball fell to Pedri, who launched a counterattack with surgical precision, finding Yamal in acres of space. In seconds, Barcelona punished Madrid with brutal efficiency. And the worst was yet to come. In extra time, exhaustion crept in. The battle was no longer just physical, it was mental. Luka Modric, the veteran who had built a career on grace under pressure, made an uncharacteristic mistake. Instead of meeting a simple pass, Brahim Diaz hesitated, waiting for the ball to come to him. Koundé, smelling blood, pounced. In a heartbeat, the ball was stolen, and the winning goal was hammered home. 2 moments, 2 mistakes. And with them, Madrid's dreams disintegrated into dust. But frustration wasn't going to stay bottled up for long. What followed wasn't just tension, it was an eruption. The referee, under mounting pressure, missed a series of obvious fouls. A trip here, a shove there. Madrid players, already pushed to their limits, snapped. They surrounded the referee like a pack of wolves, shouting, gesturing, pleading for justice. That's when Antonio Rüdiger, always an emotional powder keg, lost complete control. In a moment of pure rage, he grabbed a ball of ice from the sideline and hurled it toward the official. Players from both sides rushed in, not to de-escalate, but to join the frenzy. It was absolute chaos. The referee had no choice. Red cards flashed through the night like warning lights. Rüdiger, Lucas Vázquez, Bellingham, all dismissed in a storm of fury. And beneath it all, one grim truth became clear. This wasn't just the end of a match. It was the unraveling of Real Madrid's very identity. But the emotional toll wasn't over yet. As the final whistle blew, the full weight of the disaster hit like a sledgehammer. Thibaut Courtois, the unshakable giant, dropped to his knees. Tears streamed down his face as he pulled his jersey over his head, hiding from the world. The man who had saved Madrid time and again when all seemed lost was now utterly defeated. Not by a goal, but by heartbreak. Around him, it was a graveyard of shattered dreams. Tchouaméni stood frozen, hands on hips, staring into the distance. Valverde, the tireless warrior, punched the air in frustration, shouting at no one in particular. For a club built on miracles and comebacks, this night was different. No magic, no last-minute heroics. Just silence, broken only by the sobs of grown men who had given everything and still fallen short. Yet even amid the devastation, one story remained hidden from public view. Antonio Rüdiger's meltdown wasn't born just from frustration. It was the climax of a silent battle he had been fighting all season long. Few fans knew the truth. Rüdiger had been playing injured for months. Torn muscles, chronic pain, endless injections. Every match was a personal war just to stay standing. Every tackle a gamble with his own body. That night, the pain became unbearable. Angry at the medical staff for delaying his treatment, physically broken, mentally exhausted, Rüdiger snapped. The ice ball he threw wasn't just an act of rage against the referee. It was a cry for help from a warrior who had been left bleeding too long. But even sympathy won't save him now. Punishment is coming, and it could be severe. Still, in the aftermath of disaster, blame quickly found a bigger target. While some players earned admiration for their courage, others weren't so lucky. Carlo Ancelotti, the architect of past glories, became public enemy number one. For months, critics had whispered it. His reluctance to trust young blood, his dependence on aging stars, his tactical rigidity when the pressure mounted. After this defeat, the whispers turned into roars. Inside the club, senior figures began admitting the obvious. Ancelotti's cycle was over. It wasn't personal. It was survival. Failing to bet on the likes of Arda Güler and Nico Paz wasn't just a missed opportunity. It was a fatal mistake that cost Madrid their best shot at glory. The Ancelotti era, once crowned with Champions League miracles, is crumbling. And with it, the old ways at Real Madrid. But that leaves one terrifying question hanging in the air. Where does Real Madrid go from here? This Copa del Rey final wasn't just a match. It was a mirror, reflecting every hidden weakness, every ignored warning, every scar covered by past glories. The world saw Barcelona lift a trophy. But the real story was the crumbling of a giant in real time. The fights, the tears, the betrayals on and off the field. They weren't accidents. They were signs. Signs that an empire is bleeding. And unless bold changes are made fast, the fall of Real Madrid won't just be a possibility. It will be inevitable.